What would you do if I told you that you could live a life in which no one could ever make you angry or unhappy again? No insult, no betrayal, and no frustration would ever be able to do that. Imagine being so unruffled and unshakable that nothing can shake the tranquility that you have achieved. None of this is a fantasy. Thousands of years ago, the ancient Stoic philosophers were able to perfect this same technique, and their knowledge continues to be applicable in our times. In this video, we will discuss how Stoic philosophy may educate you to never again get angry or upset, regardless of the person or object you are angry or unhappy with. 1. Acknowledge the fact that the events themselves are dispassionate. Epictetus is quoted as saying, "It is not what happens to you that matters. What matters is how you react to such things." Rather than the events themselves, it is your perception of them that causes rage. In the event that someone cuts you off in traffic, for instance, the action itself is nothing more than a vehicle moving around. The rage is caused by your judgment, which is called "that's disrespectful." The majority of your emotional suffering is something you have brought upon yourself after you have learned to differentiate between occurrences and judgments. Having a Stoic perspective immediately makes it easier to control anger. For instance, instead of yelling at a nasty cashier, you should consider them only a human who is uttering words. What gives your response its power is the meaning that you attach to it. 2. Pay attention only to the things that you have the ability to control. The Stoics separated life into two distinct elements, those that are within your control and those that are not. Although you are unable to control the actions of other people, you are able to control how you react to them. You have power over your mind, not over events that occur outside of yourself, stated Marcus Aurelius. Recognize this, and you will discover the power you need. Anger is often the result of an attempt to exert control over something that cannot be controlled. You will be able to preserve your inner serenity if you let go of that urge. You are unable to influence the decisions that a colleague makes in the event that they miss a deadline. Nevertheless, you are able to select how you will adapt your plan. The decision you made preserves your tranquility. 3. Recognize and accept individual flaws. Reminding himself that today you will meet people who are selfish, arrogant, deceitful, and rude was one of the daily routines that Marcus Aurelius engaged in. As a result of his readiness to accept imperfection, he was never taken aback when we saw it. Unrealistic expectations are often the root cause of anger. As soon as you acknowledge that people are fallible, you will no longer be surprised by rudeness and blunders. Instead of responding with anger, you answer with a level-headed comprehension of the situation. As an example, instead of being angry when a buddy forgets your birthday, you could remind yourself that people are forgetful, and it is possible that you have forgotten things as well, when rage is replaced with compassion. 4. Make a habit of pausing slightly before responding. Seneca taught that rage is a mental state that is only momentary. What is the remedy? Try to delay your response. Even a little interval of a few seconds might cause a gap to appear between the stimulus and the reaction. At that juncture, you have the ability to choose reason over impulse. This Stoic approach helps you avoid saying or doing things that you may later come to regret. If someone sends you a harsh text message in the future, for instance, you should not quickly respond to it. Move away, take a deep breath, and come back later. There is a good chance that your wrath will have subsided and that your answer will be more judicious. 5. Recast insults as revealing the other person rather than being directed at you. When his pupils were insulted, Epictetus counseled them not to take it personally. If you are called silly by another person, it is more indicative of their character than it is of yours. Your identity is not determined by the insult. It is only an opinion. The Stoics held the belief that if someone points out a genuine error, you need to express gratitude to them for bringing it to your attention. Why should one be disturbed by a falsehood if it is not true? Because of this reinterpretation, insults lose their potency. An example of such reasoning would be to shrug and think, "That's their view, not reality," in response to someone making fun of your looks. The potency of their words fades away. 6. Always keep in mind the fleeting nature of life, memento mori. As a means of gaining perspective, the Stoics practiced remembering their own death. There is a quote attributed to Seneca that states, "We are always complaining that our days are few, yet acting as though they will never end. When you come to terms with the fact that life is short, you stop squandering it on anger. Any time that is spent feeling unhappy is time that is taken away from serenity. You are able to easily let go of grudges and concentrate on what is actually important when you accept your own mortality. As an example, rather than harboring resentment at a sibling for a week, keep in mind that life is very brief. Is this disagreement worth the small amount of time you have? Probably not at all. 7. Develop the virtue of virtue to transform anger into strength. Virtuam, which includes leading a life that is wise, courageous, just, and self-disciplined, was the ultimate objective, according to the Stoics' teachings. Anger provides a chance to put these values into practice, so make use of it. Make use of anger as a signal. Rather than striking out, channel it into bravery to communicate the truth in a calm manner or discipline to keep quiet. Every obstacle serves as a training ground for achieving self-mastery. Take this example. If your supervisor criticizes you harshly rather than erupting, use it as practice for being courageous and maintaining your cool. You are able to transform potential turmoil into development in this manner. In conclusion, how exactly can you ensure that you never again get angry or annoyed with anybody or anything? The Stoics provided us with the roadmap, which includes the following. Events are neutral, concentrate on what you can control, anticipate imperfection, stop before responding, reframe insults. Keep in mind that life is brief and turn anger into virtue. If you spend your life in this manner, you will not become weak. Rather, you will become unshakably powerful, mainly due to the fact that the true power lies not in ruling over other people, but rather in dominating oneself. Let go of your wrath, and you will find the key to genuine serenity. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe.